In the pre-open session, I'm afraid we are not working with anything what could be called as a very precise trend. But our top story today is that Jet Airways and Naresh Goyal would soon be stepping down from the board of Jet Airways, and that is our big ET Now exclusive. We spoke to Nantara a little earlier. Hopefully, we would get her back to take that story forward. But otherwise, we can again replay what she flagged off and what she broke a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, that's a big story today. Finally, Naresh Goyal has been forced, or in a sense, he has realized that the only way Jet Airways and his minority investment in Jet Airways will be protected is that he has to agree to the lenders' demand. The lenders are just not happy with the way how the company has seen the company or a business which had a lot of promise, which had a lot of global advantage, some great landing rights, a lot of international route operations were allowed to them. They've got a big hole in their balance sheet. So the only way I guess the lenders would now agree to some kind of an stake sale or to some more infusion in the company is that they want to see the back of Naresh Goyal and his family. Nantara, let's take that story forward.
Good morning. This is the big ET Now exclusive this Monday. We do understand from our sources that later today a formal announcement is going to be made to the effect that the founder and the principal promoter of Jet Airways, Naresh Goyal, will no longer be with the country's second largest carrier. He will be stepping down, as will his wife, Anita Goyal, who is also on the board. Naresh Goyal currently in London. We understand he will address the 23,000 odd employees of Jet Airways from there. I'm sure it'll be an emotional moment, and it's a big moment. It's an airline he founded nearly 25 years ago. But from the market perspective, what happens next? The current CEO, Vinay Dubey, I'm being told by my sources, has been convinced to stay on. So he will stay on as the CEO to take Jet out of this entire crisis. Now, the banks are likely to invoke the entire 51% of shares that the Naresh Goyal and family have in Jet Airways, which also brings about this question that, of course, it's election year, there are advances to individuals, etc. But is Jet Airways going to, in effect, become quasi-national? These are all public sector banks that will be taking over Jet Airways. We've been told by my sources that the lenders have zeroed in on two names. We don't know whether they both will be announced today, whether there's a third one in the fray, but this is what we're picking up at the moment. One of the names is of former SBI Managing Director, Srinivasan Vishwanathan. He has the lender's confidence also because not just because he's an old SBI hand, but also because he's been on the board of Jet Airways for nearly 3 years. His tenure ended as an independent director in August 2018. So lenders believe he understands the aviation business. He's a person they can trust. The second name I'm picking up is of Janki Ballab. He's known very well in the business circle. He's a former chairman of SBI, has also served as a commissioner of the CVC. But going forward, what about Etihad and its 24% stake? Talks have broken down between the Goyal family and Etihad. I'm being told they've been convinced to stay on board. However, in the near future, it could be in the days to come, it could be in the weeks to come, Etihad will be diluting its stake. It has two board nominees and one of them will step down.
Nantara, many thanks for joining in and giving us all of those exclusive details, and that's a story we will be tracking very closely. Chakri, do you think that to a great extent this potential news, while it hasn't been confirmed as yet, the fact that Naresh Goyal and his wife could resign, step down from the board, would alleviate a lot of the concerns, at least from an investor standpoint, of now the talks making further headway?
I think, if when Naresh Goyal steps down, then it paves the way and accelerates the path for appointing a third-party company to acquire a stake in Jet Airways. And whether it's one of the domestic companies or a foreign airline, it is good for the airline and for Jet Airways in particular. And because if you rewind back for a few years ago, they had moved back away from a discount model back to a full-service airline. And so there is a good space that Jet occupies, and the removal, stepping down of Naresh Goyal is positive for Jet.
Right.